Hello everybody and welcome to the next part of There's a Boy in the Girls' Bathroom. This is chapter 34. Life was too weird for Jeff to return to class. Anytime you want to talk again, Carla had said, please feel free to come in and see me, even if you just feel like getting out of class for a while. He hoped she'd really meant it. He had a lot he wanted to say to her, beginning with, I'm sorry. He slowly walked to her office. He hoped she wasn't with someone else. He knocked. Carla opened the door and smiled when he saw him. Hello, Jeff. He smiled. Hi, Carla. He stopped because he saw someone else was sitting at the round table. I believe you two know each other, said Carla. Jeff lowered his eyes. Hello, Colleen, he muttered. Colleen Verigold covered her face with her hands. You don't mind if Jeff joins us, do you, Colleen? Carla asked. Colleen shook her head with her hands still over her face. Jeff awkwardly sat down. Mrs. Elbow doesn't know I'm here, he said. I'll write you a note, said Carla. Colleen peeked out from between her fingers. I'm not supposed to be here either, she said. Carla turned to Colleen. So, what's the big emergency? Can you say it in front of Jeff? He already knows, said Colleen. She looked at Jeff. You better not tell anybody. I won't, Jeff promised. Tell anybody what? Asked Carla. Colleen walked into the boys' bathroom, said Jeff, and I was there washing my face. Jeff! Colleen exploded. You just promised you wouldn't tell. Oops, said Jeff. He blushed. It was only Carla. You were going to tell her anyway, weren't you? Colleen smiled at him. I didn't go there on purpose, she explained to Carla. It was an accident. I don't believe in accidents, said Carla. Colleen stared at her in amazement. She wondered how Carla knew she had gone in after Jeff on purpose. She turned to Jeff. I'm sorry for saying hello to you when you didn't like it. That's okay. Anyway, how was I supposed to know you didn't like it? You always said hello back. I know. I can't help it. Whenever anybody says hello to me, I always have to say hello back. He looked at the picture of the green monster with 6 hands hanging on the wall. If a big scary monster said, hello, Jeff, I'd probably say hello back to it too. Colleen laughed. Well, what's wrong with that? Demanded Carla. If a monster says hello to you, you should just say hello to it. If you don't, then I have to wonder which one of you really is the monster. Colleen frowned. She suddenly remembered that Bradley Chalkers had said hello to her at the beginning of the lunch period, and she had walked away without saying hello back. It made her feel terrible. You can say hello to me whenever you want, said Jeff. She smiled again. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Colleen, said Jeff. I read somewhere, said Carla, that in Zen, the most important rule is that when one person says hello to you, you have to say hello back. What's Zen? Asked Colleen. A religion, answered Carla. She got a book from her bookcase. Here it is. She read aloud from Raise the High Roof Beam, Carpenters, by J.D. Salinger. In certain Zen monasteries, it's a cardinal rule that when one monk calls out hi to another monk, the latter must call back hi without thinking. Jeff should be a Zen monk, Colleen exclaimed with delight. Jeff laughed. I already said hello to anybody who says hello to me, he said proudly. Can girls be Zen monks too? Colleen asked. Why not? Asked Carla. Colleen laughed with delight. Then she said, Jeff, do you want to come to my birthday party next Sunday? Yes, said Jeff. That's the second most important rule about being a Zen monk. Whenever another Zen monk invites you to a birthday party, you have to say yes. Colleen laughed again. You're the only boy so far, she said. I'll invite one more, but only one. I can't invite too many boys. Suddenly she looked very serious. She knew what she had to do. Chapter 35. Before dinner, while it was still light, Bradley's father, bad leg and all, taught Bradley how to dribble. Bradley could hardly wait to show his friends. The next morning when the bell rang for recess, everyone hurried outside, except Bradley. First he had to put his paper neatly in his notebook. Then he had to mark his place in his book and put all his pencils in his pencil holder. Then he put everything away neatly in his desk. He rushed out to the door. Hello, Bradley, said Colleen. He stopped cold. Colleen closed her eyes tightly, then opened them. With the determination of a Zen monk, she asked, Would you like to come to my birthday party on Sunday? Bradley stared at her. Jeff will be there, said Colleen. He's the only other boy. Everyone else will be girls. I would have invited you sooner, except, I just found out when it was. Bradley nodded his head until his mouth worked. Yes, he said. Good, said Colleen, then scooted away. Bradley stared after her, then turned around in a circle as he tried to remember which way he was going. Bradley, called Andy, hurry up, we need you. He ran to the basketball court. He forgot everything he had learned about dribbling. Is he coming? Asked Melinda. Colleen nodded. Laurie stuck out her tongue and screamed. It'll be fun, said Melinda. Bradley's not the same as he was. I think he's gotten better. Oh, you can't come any more, Melinda, said Colleen. Why not? She asked, obviously very hurt. Because they're coming and you beat them up. But they started it. Colleen stared at her, hands on hips. She couldn't believe Melinda was being so unreasonable. I thought I was your best friend, said Melinda. You are, said Colleen, but they're boys. Oh, okay, you can come, but you better not cause any more trouble. I thought I was your best friend, said Laurie. That night, Bradley lay in bed, too excited to sleep. He couldn't wait until tomorrow when he'd see Carla again. He had so much to share with her, and it was all because of her magic book. He turned on the light above his head and read aloud to Ronnie and Bartholomew. They laughed whenever he did. I just met Ace. He's my parents' lawyer. Guess what? He's crazier than my aunt and uncle put together. The first thing he said to me was, Do you like peanuts? They're okay, I answered. Good, he said. He gave me a peanut and I ate it. Do you want another peanut? He asked. I shrugged. So I gave him another peanut and he ate that one too. Big deal. You must really like peanuts a lot, he said. I told you he was crazy. I want you to remember that, he said. If anybody asks you, you really like peanuts a lot. Okay, I really like peanuts a lot, I said. Then he gave me 3 more peanuts. Eat these. I ate them. You just ate 3 peanuts in 5 seconds, he said. Can you believe it? He had timed me. Tell me he isn't crazy. He isn't crazy, laughed Ronnie. Why is he making such a big deal over peanuts? Asked Bartholomew. I don't know, said Bradley. There was a loud knock on his door, then his father entered. It's past your bedtime, Bradley, he said. Okay, said Bradley. He reached for his light. Oh, you were reading, his father noticed. Well, that's all right then. You can stay up if you want to read. Bradley smiled. Once again, the magic book had kept him from getting into trouble. So, what do the kids think you're dribbling? Oh, I forgot how, Bradley admitted. He hated to disappoint his father. Oh, I guess we need to practice more, said his father. Maybe this weekend I'll put up a backboard in the garage. He said good night and walked out to Bradley's room. Come on, I want to hear about the peanuts, said Bartholomew. Bradley continued reading. So then he asked me, are you good at math? Well, I don't like to brag about math, but math happens to be my best subject. Big deal. Okay, here's a math problem for you, he said. If you can eat 3 peanuts in 5 seconds, how long would it take for you to eat 50,000 peanuts? I got out a pencil and paper and figured it out. About 23 hours and 9 minutes. That's less than a day, isn't it? I asked. Yes, I said. There are 24 hours in a day. He's supposed to be my parents' lawyer and he doesn't even know how many hours there are in a day. Remember that, he told me. If only anybody asks you, you can eat 50,000 peanuts per day. I laughed. Who would ask me that? The police. The chapter ended there. Okay, and that's the end of chapter 35. Goodbye.